Hi, my name is Ariel and welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be all about the Aquarius Rising or Ascendant in your natal chart. As an Aquarius Rising, you're just different. You're taking the most different, unique, stand out from the crowd, weird sign, which is Aquarius, and you're pushing that towards the forefront of your personality because that sign is on your Ascendant. You don't have to try and stand out from the crowd, you just do. Our Ascendant is the side of ourselves that we don't have to put any effort into expressing. It's just how we behave. So you naturally come off as kind of weird without even having to try, essentially. And when I say weird, I don't mean this as a bad thing. I am an Aquarius sun, so I like weird. However, people might have extreme reactions to you because they don't understand you. And a lot of times people kind of have an extreme dislike to what they don't understand. So you're different from everyone else, and they all know it. And there's no way to cover up how different you are, so you shouldn't even try. I think especially when you're young, it's a hard Ascendant sign to have because you might not be comfortable with how your peers treat you or how unaccepted you feel by your peers. So you might try to change your personality in order to better fit in. However, this never works for you. No matter how much you try and change yourself to try and make yourself appear more normal, people are still gonna think of you as weird and different. You can change your entire personality and become just a complete carbon copy of your peers, and they will still think of you as weird. When you change your personality to fit in, and you still don't fit in, it can make you highly self-conscious and cause you a lot of pain. We aren't supposed to be really self-conscious of our Ascendant because it's how we behave unconsciously. However, I think a lot of Aquarius Ascendants are very self-conscious about how they come across without fully understanding how they come across at the same time. You might try and analyze it and figure out how to solve it like a math problem, but you can't, because you can't solve the essence of your being like a math problem. Standing out from the crowd is who you're meant to be energetically, and that's never gonna change. Nor should you want it to, because your energy is wonderful, because it is so uniquely you. If you're trying to be normal, you're killing who you are instinctively meant to be in the world. There's a quote in the awesome Amanda Bynes movie, What a Girl Wants, where the cute boy says to her, "Why are you trying to fit in when you're born to stand out? That's you." What a Girl Wants weirdly probably sums up the sign of Aquarius better than any astrologer ever could. I do think as you get older, a lot of you become a lot more comfortable with your Aquarius Ascendant as you start to focus on the other parts of your natal chart as a whole, and as you become more comfortable with yourselves and care less what other people think of you. Once you start to embrace your weirdness, then the opposite can happen, where then people start to think that you're putting on a front of being weird, which you aren't. Because you're so different, then people think, oh, they must be like faking it to get attention. This is because they're projecting their own self-image onto you, and they are not as comfortable with the weirdest parts of their personality like you are. Most people put on a front of being normal, and then as you get to know them, you start to see the quirkier personality parts of themselves more in depth. Everyone has Aquarius in their natal chart, so everyone is weird in some area of their life. For you, the weirdest parts of yourself is the part you become the most comfortable with, and it's the first part of yourself that you show off. Once people get to know you more in depth, then they will start to see the more normal, I keep doing quotes in this video, side of yourself. For example, people might never imagine you as a parent. They just assume you don't have kids. And then as they get to know you, they find out, oh my goodness, that person has 3 kids, and that person is actually an excellent parent who's providing their kids with a wonderful home life. It might not be that. You might not want or have kids, but I'm just trying to give you an example of the types of situations that you often find yourselves in. Once people get to know you on a more personable level, they'll probably start to think of you as less weird. People who were kind of afraid of you or didn't really embrace you to begin with will probably find themselves less afraid of you and they'll start to like you more. So basically, you reveal yourself in a different way than every other ascendant sign, which is such an Aquarius thing to do. Now, here is the biggest flaw with Aquarius risings that you have to find yourself to be careful of. Because you stand out so much, you might see yourself as better than everyone else because you think of yourself as special and everyone else is just like normal, boring human beings. You might think that you are intellectually superior to everyone and they can tell. While an Aquarius sun might have a superiority complex and then try to conceal it, as an Aquarius rising, that superiority complex is out there for everyone you encounter to see. Basically, you're taking the sign with the biggest God complex, which is Aquarius, and you're pushing that God complex to the very forefront of your personality. So you need to be careful about this because if you have a God complex, everyone can see it and they're not gonna like you for that. I once watched an Aquarius guy get proven wrong on some dumb trivia fact. I don't even remember what it was because it was not important. By this girl that he thought was so dumb and he thought he was smarter than. And he got so embarrassed and so angry about it that he hated this girl for years. I mean, he met this girl one time and somehow, if she ever got brought up into conversation with this guy would just complain about her and talk about what a terrible person she was and talk about how dumb she was to everyone who would listen. He met her one time. And then all came from that he was so embarrassed because he has a God complex. So what I'm trying to say is don't be like that guy. Aquarius can be a really popular and social sign. So when you're taking that and you're putting that on your ascendant, it does give you the power to work really well in groups and really get to know a lot of different people and have a lot of different friends. That quality is so awesome. It gives you the ability to get along with all different types of people from all different kinds of backgrounds. And yet you can find common ground with all of them. But if you think you are better than everyone else, instead of seeing everyone as equal, then you're giving up that gift. Your social capabilities in large groups is one of your greatest assets. So don't throw that away for something as dumb as your ego. Aquarius ascendants can be one of the most likable signs of the whole zodiac, but if you have a God complex, you instantly become the least likable. Aquarius is such a weird sign because Aquarius is the sign of humanity. So you'll be like, I love humanity as a whole, but yet you'll hate people individually. So when you take that and you put it on your rising sign, it makes you very sociable, but at the same time, you have a hard time developing deep individual relationships with people. You have a hard time making friends and you don't understand why because you think of yourself as so outgoing and sociable. The reason is no one wants to be friends with someone who thinks that they are better than them because it makes those people feel bad about themselves. So they might be nice to your face because you have enough social skills to get you that far, but they don't really want to know you on a deeper personal level. It's easy for you to be left with tons of acquaintances, but no real friends, which can leave you lonely. So I'm going to tell you how to fix this, which is so simple and so hard for you to do at the same time. And the answer is don't let your ego lead you. As an Aquarius rising, that's one of your natural instincts. However, you have better instincts that you should lean into instead. This Aquarius friendliness and openness with other people is also there on your ascendant, but a lot of the time it gets ignored. That's what you need to focus on, being your first instinct instead of your superiority complex. When you don't judge people, when you accept people as they are, when you love people as much individually as you love humanity as a whole, that's when you really draw in people to you. People then want to be around you because you have this gift to make people feel safe and to make people feel accepted, like they can be as weird as they want to be and yet they'll still be liked by you. Most people don't hold space for other people's uniqueness and weirdness, but you have the gift of being able to do that. When you lead social situations less focused on yourself and more focused on the people around you, that's when you're being the best that you can be. Then you become an extremely popular rising sign. Instead of knowing everyone on a generic surface level, you really get to know the intrinsic, beautiful, the weird details of everyone. You get to see who they really are on a deeper level. So that is my Aquarius Ascendant or Rising sign video. If you like this video, please do me a big favor and like and subscribe below. It really does help me out. I'm going to have plenty of other astrology videos coming soon. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!